Hello everyone, how's it going? Hopefully you're all doing well and enjoying the new setup that I've got for videos. In today's video I want to talk to you about my favorite gear for IRL, in particular screen sharing, gameplay such as Pokemon Go, YouTube, Discord, etc. And I'll show you what the gear is, although you would have seen it already in the thumbnail. But this is what I'm working with. Might look like a bit much. I do have a low-key version of this, which we'll get to in a little bit. Let's see, where do we begin? Firstly, I like that we've got a phone up here, and this is what I would use as my web camera. Because I'm running Android on this phone, this is a S23 Ultra, I would have IRL Pro streaming back to my computer at home. We would have the face cam, or we could have the back camera. With this version of IRL Pro, I can do picture-in-picture. I can also read chat on the screen rather than having to look down at a different phone to read the chat. IRL Pro also gives you the ability to bond with another device. So I could be connected to the Wi-Fi of this phone down here, which is the iPhone 11. We've got the gimbal, Hohem iSteady V3. This one lasts up to about 10 hours, depending if you're using the AI face tracker, which works in any app. We've got a light here that's going to help with the focusing, because in low light, focusing tends to fall apart. Press and hold this orange button, which is down the side down here, to turn on the light, without having to add anything extra to our gear. This particular gimbal can extend. You can tilt it forward, you can tilt it back. If you put it down flat like this and it's still at a tilted angle, readjust it back so it's flat. If I wanted to put the gimbal down and then still control where it's pointed without using face tracking, then we got the remote control. 1, 2, 3. Press and hold, light on. Press and hold, light off. One thing I've left out is the audio. Now I do recommend using a wireless mic. There's a couple of different mics that I've used. The J12, still love that microphone. Hollyland Lark 2, great mic. Recently I've been using a mic called the DJI Mic Mini. I've got both microphones, the Hollyland and also the DJI Mic Mini, attached to this necklace thing to make it as even as possible for the two mics. I've jumped into OBS, turned off the EQ. The only filter we have enabled is the limiter inside of OBS. So it's just going to make sure the audio won't clip. We're currently using the DJI Mic Mini receiver that's plugged into the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. The Hohem iSteady V3 is our gimbal for today. And then when I switch to the other phone, iPhone 11, that has the Hollyland receiver plugged into it. Now I've just turned off the app on this phone, so we're no longer broadcasting from here. Switch to Cam 2, which would just be the iPhone, and of course the iPhone is using the Hollyland Lark 2. I think the receiver could be a little smaller, a little more flush like the other wireless receivers, but in terms of the audio quality, it is currently my favorite. Actually, I'll just go grab that. So 1 second, this is the one that comes with 2 transmitters, the charging case, and a receiver. So I'm just going to plug the receiver into the Samsung, like so, and then we'll grab our microphone. And I have it under my shirt with just a magnet on the outside at an angle towards my mouth. Up here, my mini receiver does supply pass-through charging. Got some feet from another Hohem gimbal. We have a quick release mount and also a phone holder. So what I love about this particular setup is it gives me the ability to tilt the phone in a very specific up and down motion. Sometimes these types of things will have a ball head and it's very loose, so you can almost position it in any direction. I only want it to go up and down, so that restricts that type of movement for this phone. That way, a little bit this way, a little bit that way, you know, see what I mean? So all you really need is a good angle for you to be able to control the gameplay and also keep an eye on your chat as well. I can have one hand free. I can look down at the gameplay, I can let it sort of do its thing, and go, okay, no, the game looks fine, let's just keep walking, we'll do a Pokemon route. If I need to play the game, then I can just sort of, you know, do whatever down here. Most people might see this part of the setup, which just looks like a selfie stick. Okay, so we'll move on to a more low-key version of this. The alternative would be to use these two things. You definitely won't draw much attention to yourself. Stabilization probably won't be as good. You won't be able to look at your gameplay at a glance, but this is what you could use. We have a basic tripod. You can extend this out a little bit. So you can use it as a camera grip. There's a Bluetooth remote control over here. Use that button, wireless mic under here. Camera, if you need to grab the gameplay, do your thing. Links in the description if you were interested in any of these things. Otherwise, I'd love to hear your feedback. Thank you to these awesome people for supporting the channel. See you next time.